Boom, 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 boom. I remember back like when I made the first video, I thought vlogging was going to be way better when you do it up high. Turns out I was actually right. So anyway, what's going on, guys? As you can see, we're going to get right into it. We have the motor inside the car. It took a little bit of I'm gonna just get right into it. A whole lot of rambling. What's going on? Welcome back to the videos. Thank you guys for watching and stuff like that. Dropping all the different types of likes. Why am I talking so fast? Because I actually went down and I got my first Starbucks coffee, and that bird is annoying the crap out of me right now. All right, so moving back on, I'm gonna show you guys that we actually have the 5.3 inside the engine bay, and you guys are probably gonna be wondering, like, dude, is that a freaking piston? Yes, it is, and let me explain to you guys why you see the pistons. So the reason I have to explain this to you guys, first of all, let me show you this. Yeah, you see all that? You see that? That's gonna cause an issue. So it looks like I'm actually gonna be running this car without a hood. Or what I was thinking was chopping the alternator bracket, dropping the alternator a little bit, but that's gonna take a little bit more fabrication than I actually intended to do. So let me get to the meat and potatoes of why you guys see the top of the motor without the heads on. Now, you guys already know that I'm working inside, well, not inside, I'm working outside in my backyard. So the angle that I have, I don't know if this may apply to everyone, especially if you work inside of a garage or a shop, but the angle that I had to support the engine and trans to slide into the car, with all this clearance, minimal clearance right here, you can see that I was actually banging up against the firewall and stuff like that. The reason why is because the heads were knocking up, because I had to go in like on an angle like that, and the heads were actually bumping up against the firewall. So I kind of knew that that was going to be a problem. So that's why I didn't tighten everything down. I didn't bolt the heads on. I didn't toss in the head gaskets and the lifters and all the other types of stuff like that, because I knew that there was a good chance that it wasn't going to fit. Luckily, I did all that, so I didn't waste any gaskets and stuff like that. So off came the heads. Once I took the heads off and stuff like that, I was able to just, bam, drop this bad boy in. No problems, no worries. And also, if you look over here, this is where you guys are going to be getting your fueling from. Okay, that way you can plummet straight into the to the fuel rails. You can see this one here is a smaller one. This one right here is going to be your return, and this one here is going to be your feed. Now, the 5.3s and the 3.6 that came in here, or 3.5 that came in here, excuse me, it was regulated already at 58 PSI. So you guys don't have to worry about going out buying a different regulator and stuff like that. You can run the factory regulator that's inside the fuel pump and fire this bad boy up. So what we're going to do today is, you can see that we're going to put the heads back on. We're going to clean the heads up a little bit. We got the lifters. We got the lifters soaking. And here's all the other, well, we got the heads and stuff over there all cleaned up, the springs and stuff on it. Oh, look, the lovely intake that everyone likes that we did the other day. And I got little homemade catch can. That's beautiful. Little homemade catch can right there. I actually have some steel brackets and stuff like that for the transmission being supported, but I'm going to explain that a little bit later on in the video. In the meantime, I'm going to button up the top end of the motor, drop the lifters in and stuff like that, put the push rods in, bolt everything up, and then I'm going to explain the fitment with the trans, the engine, and all the other stuff you guys need to know. So that's probably going to be today's video. Today's video is probably going to be like, what, episode 4 or episode 5 or something like that. I forget, about 5.3 swap placement and stuff like that, and everything that you guys are probably going to need. All right. Oh, I'm going to show you guys the truck oil pan. Well, I really can, because I junked that. I'm going to show you guys the oil pan clearance, and I'm gonna show you guys my transmission pan clearance also. It's all gonna be about fitment in today's video, so let's get into it. Oh man. Okay, so I'm pretty much back, and I know a main question you guys are probably gonna ask me is like, dude, what is that you're leaning on? So I had a complete epiphany when I was done like bolting everything up to the engine and stuff like that for like fitment and adjustment measures and stuff like that. I was like, dude, you already got the engine in. Why let the engine rot by sitting over there on the grass? Just bolt the engine down. I mean, just bolt the freaking bonnet back on. The boot, I mean, not the boot, the bonnet, the hood, but bolt the hood back on. That way it can at least, you can really get your measurements down and stuff like that. So that's what I did. And that's the thumbnail right there. In the meantime, I'm going to show you guys pretty much what's going on. Like I said, today's video is going to be about fitment and pretty much getting everything right where you want it. And this is going to allow me to pick, this is going to allow me to choose what type of headers I want to put on the engine. And that can probably get bolted down to the original factory exhaust that came with the car. So come on in here. I'm going to show you guys what's going on. Woo-wee. Ain't this an ugly beauty? Let me step back. Oh, better yet, how about I do it like this? Well, you guys get the gist of it. Okay. So you can see that the hood is on the car. It will close and it will shut. But remember earlier in the video when I showed you guys how the alternator sits a little bit higher? The hood is going to be buckled. Well, it's not like it's really going to make a difference on camera. You really can't see it. The hood is going to be buckled up on that side. So let me go here. Give me a second. There we go. It's been a minute. Oh, cue dramatic music right there. Okay. So let's give you guys like a little bit of a walkthrough. Quick little walkthrough. All right. There's that hideous, ugly intake that you guys all hate, but a lot of people love it. And I'm kind of hesitant on changing it because me and baby girl worked on it, and I would kind of hate to hurt her feelings by, you know, just painting it all black, because when she sees it, she's gonna be like, oh daddy, what happened to the intake? And yeah, so you guys, you know, I kind of don't want to disappoint her, but the views do count, and I like to include you guys in on a lot of things. So let's try to go from left to right. Okay, so remember earlier when I was telling you guys about the factory fuel lines and stuff like that over here? All right, remember, this is going to be your return here. I put on compression fittings, or AN fittings, and this one here is going to be your feed. So you can hook up some braided hose. I'm going to take it around the back side, drape it over the intake, and then I'm going to install it over here on this side. So that way my fuel lines will be running out of the way. I might just run them on top of the engine, I don't know, but I might make it clean and run them on the back side of the motor and just come up directly. I can flip the rail around on the other side. That way they'll be facing this way if I do that, and it'll just be like a short, you know, like what, 8 inches of a hose right there for the pair of them, 2 8-inch pieces of hose. In here, I know you guys are probably going to be wondering about the factory fuel regulator. This is what you can do. Okay, you can kind of bypass this by, all right, let me walk over here on this side. So you can bypass this factory fuel regulator by basically just disconnecting it, hollowing it out, removing like the springs and stuff that's on the inside, and then bolting it back to the fuel rail. So that's really it. Just take out all the internals. That way you won't have 2 factory fuel regulators trying to basically adjust the fuel both to 58 psi, because the one that's coming from the tank is going to be pumping up 58 psi directly from the tank, and then when it reaches here, it's really not going to be doing anything because it's already going to be at 58 psi, and it's going to try to compensate more 58 psi, and that's going to cause like a little bit of a fuel pressure surge type of thing, and you really want to eliminate that. So like I said, gut that bad boy out of there and button it back up What was that fell? Oh, that was my custom made catch can right here. See that little custom made catch can? Got my little drain relief right there on the bottom. I'm thinking about bolting this like somewhere around here, but remember the headers have to go somewhere right here. So I kind of got an idea of what headers I want to use, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to bolt the headers in first, and then there you go. Yeah. I want to bolt the headers in first and then get an excellent idea on where I'm going to put my custom made catch can. So like I was telling you guys, from left to right, here is that factory fuse box. Now the wire harness that we made, you see all the things like this. This is going to get popped back inside the, let me flip it over here for you guys. You see here? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. See that? So this one is going to go here. This one is going to go here. And then the wires from our 5.3, the wires from our wire harness on our 5.3 is going to get spliced into, as you see, some of these wires that are in here. I don't want to crack this thing open, okay, but I may have to. That way I can get an exact readout on which wire is which, because nowhere online I can find an exact like wire schematic of which wire is which. If you guys do have that, please DM me that or send me a link in the comments or something like that. You can see we got the factory fuel rails, we got the valve covers on like that, we got the heads on, everything is actually fitting. I got to get me another pulley because I just noticed that this one had chipped. Damn, your boy's rough. Is this going to shred up the belt? You guys let me know. I'm not really sure. I'm probably going to replace that anyway. Okay, so back there's the heater core hoses. We can run those down the side right to the 5.3. Here's the lower radiator hose. You can reuse the existing V6 hose. Okay, you probably just got to bend it up a little bit, hunch it over. But what I was thinking was disconnect it from the bottom, use that 90 degree and hook it up to here, and then take this in and hook that in. Basically flip around the factory V6 hose. It'll fit. That's what I'm going to do. If it doesn't, I'll let you guys know. I got my AC belt on. I forgot to replace the AC tensioner. I forgot because I took that off and I forgot to replace it. So I had to order another one of those because that's going to eliminate all that slack right there in the belt. Okay, obviously. All right, so we got our factory throttle body on, new water pump like that. I used a little tensioner right here from our V6 engine. I had to use 3 flat washers. Okay, because if I didn't use the flat washers, it would have been bumping up against this right here. So I used 3 flat washers. That allowed it to give me the good enough spacing. And obviously we got our alternator, power steering pump. Yeah, I had to burp right there. I knew what it was. You guys probably like, this guy doesn't know what that thing is. And the original power steering lines. Okay, I honestly, I forgot which is which. I think this one is the high pressure side because it has more of a tougher hose on it. So even if that is, I'm going to probably cut that one, get a hose clamp, connect it right there, take the other one, the low pressure side, and where is it? It's right here. Hook it up to that low pressure side. Hopefully that's the right order. If I'm not, please definitely let me know. And I think we pretty much covered everything. Air conditioning. I kind of have an idea because the air conditioning unit on the V6 was obviously on the driver's side. With our 5.3, it's going to be on the other side. So guys, don't worry about that because I'm still contemplating on how I want to approach that, whether if I want to use AN hose, okay, and like reroute it. That way the AC lines can actually reach across the engine to the AC compressor. I'm still thinking about that, so I really haven't touched any type of information on that. But when I come across it, I would definitely let you guys know. I don't want to leave you guys hanging about that one. Let's go back into the engine. Okay, so I'm back into the engine. You can see all the clearance and everything like that. It's really, really good. So for those of you guys who probably have a manual fan, you know, my hands are pretty freaking big. So I'm pretty sure that if you get your 5.3 with a manual fan, because there are some out there. I know my Chevy Avalanche had one, and it was in, I think it was an 03. And it had a manual fan on there also with a clutch and everything. No, not a clutch. I'm tripping. But I definitely know I had a manual fan. Obviously, if I had a manual fan, I had to have a fan clutch. So I'm pretty sure that will fit. If not, your best bet is to go out there and find some electrical fans. The trans. So yeah, it's down in there somewhere. So you guys can see that the starter's right there. Okay. And you can see where I chopped the exhaust. And look at that. You see the camera is trying to, there we go, focus on that. You can see where I chopped the factory exhaust off at. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to go searching through some LS headers and see which ones will actually like go down into the space. Now, block huggers are cheap. They're normally out there for like S10 swaps. That's what I was thinking. But they're going to go straight down. Okay, they're going to wind up hitting this. And that's what you're not going to want. So I'm going to let you guys know right now. If you're probably buying parts as I do this build, trying to, you know, keep up or do the exact same that I'm doing, you better cancel that order for those block hugger headers, because they're not going to work. I wish I still had them, because a buddy of mine brought them over from his old 89 S10 swap because I wanted to do a measurement. This side right here is what stopped me. Because if you look down in there, you got your steering knuckle, you got your frame mount and all this other stuff. This is exactly where the header went. So when you get headers, you want them to go like off the block and straight down. Kind of like back on like a 45 or 60, I don't know. One of those angles like that. And you can see right there where I cut it off at. So I'm gonna get those headers welded up to the factory exhaust, and then boom, this thing will be emissions compliant. And I may just wind up putting cats further back in the system, because here in New Jersey we need cats. What I'm going to do with those cats will remain private, but you guys know. So let me move on over to the transmission. Let me give you guys a quick shout, not a quick shout, a quick visual of that. Okay.
Oh my God, I can't reach.
I can't reach. So hopefully you guys can hear me, because I'm actually sticking my arm under the car to show you guys what's going on. So if you look to the front, okay, you can see the LS3 oil pan. Now, if I put the camera up a little higher, you can kind of see how the 5.3 truck oil pan will fit. But it's really tough to say about your ground clearance. So if you look back here, you don't even see my oil pan. I mean, my transmission oil pan. Okay, I have an extra 3-quart deep oil pan on my FTI Power Glide, and look at that. It's way up in there. It's way up in there. So it's really kind of hard for me to say if you can get away with using the truck pan in this car. It's up to you guys. I didn't want to take the time out to really experiment, because like I said, I'm on grass. it just would have killed me to try it. Like, really pop this motor up in there and then pull it back out. So please forgive me. So you can see that we have our, I gotta remember to get an oil filter too. Oh my God. So anyway, you can see that we have our Jegs flex plate Flywheel, flex plate, I still forget, even though you guys told me. And we got a starter, we got our power glide trans all bolted up. That's our little trans brake switch. And that's our factory cross member from the V6. Now, I'm not sure if I can give you guys a good video. You can see how far back the cross member is to the bolting, to the mount. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm probably gonna have to get the aluminum welder out. I don't want to move, because you see I got one bolt in, it's in the factory location. What I don't want to do, for safety reasons, I'm probably going to try it after I record this video. I'm going to see if I can move the cross member up, but I don't want to do it because then the cross member would just be held in by one bolt on each side, and I know that's probably going to be kind of dangerous, but I'm going to see if I can do it and see if it fits. If it does fit, I'll probably just weld like an extra aluminum tab on the back. That way I can actually have two bolt holes, a pair of bolt holes covered on each side. And I'm gonna need some lighting too. How do you record with lighting? Huh. But anyway, I have my 27 spline yoke right there. Okay. And that's gonna go back to our third member back there. So if anybody has a drive shaft shop here in South Jersey that can recommend me a place to go to get a custom made drive shaft, please let me know in the comments. But I will get back to that in a second. So yeah, we got our trusty old school mechanics jack stand right there. A couple pieces of treated wood. Also guys, I kind of goofed. I meant to have the shift linkage above the cross member right there. I'm still working on seeing if I can get this factory shifter to work with the shift linkage there. It kind of sucks because I only have one hand. So let me see if I can grab it. No, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I can't do it. I'm pretty positive that I can get both of these to actually work. But you guys know, hold on, let me give you guys a better example. So anyway, I'm trying to take this and hook it up to the shift linkage right there. I'm pretty positive I can get it to work. Reason why? Because it just looks simple. But, oh yeah, there's the old mount right there. I can't use that one. All right, let me show you guys why I want to use it. And if I don't, I'll just have to go out there and buy me a performance shifter. Come with me. Yowzers. So going into the shifter, right? The reason why I want to see if I can use this is, but it's going to be a hard thing to do because you can see it's only park, reverse, neutral, drive. But then we can go down one more click. So what I'm thinking is when I go to drive this, because it's a fully manual valve body I have in this shifter, what I'm thinking is that I would have to come all the way down to drive, click it over, click it down into sport mode. That should be my first gear, and then just pop it up over in the drive. That should be my second gear. And that may be the only downside with driving this car if I get this to work. So, I mean, I don't even have the keys on me to. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Wait a second here. This might be very embarrassing if this does not work. Let me see here. Nope. It did not release the shifter. And look, I can't even get my key out now. Oh, God. Ah. That's another task in itself. Okay, but you guys kind of get exactly what I'm saying here, right? So it's going to be boom, boom, boom. 1, click up, and that's going to be 2. And then I can just drive it like that. And then, of course, if I come to a stop sign or a red light or something like that, it's boom, click it back to 1, click, I'll be up into second gear. So I really don't see a problem with it. Yeah, that was a little bit embarrassing. I couldn't get the key out. Whew. So a little bit of a tidbit, if you can't get your key out, the battery's probably just low. My battery is definitely low. And if your battery's not low, you probably need a new ignition tumbler. So anyway, guys, that's like the complete walkthrough of fitment and placement and everything like that. As you see, really what I need left is headers. What else? Headers. I gotta bolt up my. I gotta bolt up the wire harness. Headers. How many times are you gonna say headers? And that's really it. Hook up the fuel lines. Pop in the computer. I already have a red and blue 411 PCM. You guys probably already seen that. I'm not really sure. So really those three things right there. And I'm probably gonna have to get it tuned because that is a factory PCM. So I'm probably gonna have to go out there and get my own copy of HP tuners and unlock that. To get this thing rolling, I'm gonna need a drive shaft. So this is the part where I pretty much beg all my viewers or subscribers or something like that to hit me up with, like, not even sponsorships, but just real cool people that don't mind being on camera, because I do want to vlog most of this stuff. A drive shaft shop somewhere here in like the Gloucester County area of South Jersey, because that's where I'm at. A drive shaft shop, and what else? Probably a local tuner too, because I know a little bit about tuning, not where I can make like a 900 horsepower built in my yard type of car or anything like that. So really that's honestly what I need is a drive shaft. So anyone has like a local shop or something like that, send me a link, have them DM me or something like that. And I'm also open up to sponsorships, even though I don't have like a billion subscribers. But anyway, I definitely want to thank you guys for checking out the video. Definitely leave a like, comments, concerns, answers, questions, all that stuff. Definitely leave them down below in the comments, and I'll be getting back at you guys later. I guess the next video should actually be drivetrain, how to hook all that stuff up with my custom drive shaft. So yeah, it's been about 2 weeks since I posted the last video. It's probably going to be another 2 weeks when I post my next video, because like I said, I really want to get a drive shaft. All this little stuff up here really isn't going to take me that long to do because the engine's already in the car. So really, like I said, it's just wiring, headers. I'll run this bad boy with open headers. I don't care. That's really it. Pop the computer in, do a little bit of wiring, get a schematic and stuff like that, and I should be good to go. So once again, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.